guys, welcome back. This is the 2018 VW Atlas. And before I get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. So let's jump right into this review. This is the VW Atlas SEL model, and it is also the all-wheel model. So it's just a few levels above the standard base model. And it comes with a lot of options, and I'll get to that here in a second. Before I go any further, I just want to say this thing does handle like a tank, and it pretty much is a tank, but it does handle very smoothly as well. So starting up front, you have these sensors. I don't know if you can see them, but you have the sensors in the front, which are really helpful for driving anywhere basically. So if you're in a parking structure and you don't want to hit the wall in front of you, it's perfect. About the engine in this vehicle, and it is a 3.6 liter V6, which is awesome because in the lower models you can choose to get a 4-cylinder, but I would just bang my head against a wall if I got a 4-cylinder. It would just be too slow for me. But it helps because it makes 276 horsepower. When you put the foot on the gas, it will go, which is awesome when you need it. Next, I'm actually going to show you the engine because I know some of you like that.
So here's the 3.6 liter V6, and I won't go too much in detail, but I'll just go ahead and show you. This is the air intake up here, and it is rather large for this V6. Here's your coolant over here, and it's kind of hidden, but if you look here, you can see your dipstick, which is pretty cool, easy to use. Over here's your battery. It's pretty straightforward, which I like.
Next, I'm going to move to the rear of the vehicle and show you a little bit of the features that it comes with. So just like the front, the back does also have the parking sensors. So if you're backing up or you're parallel parking, you won't hit somebody, which is really cool. It also comes with a backup camera, which is also awesome. Another cool feature that this car has is a power trunk. And if you have a bunch of groceries or something, you just kick your foot right underneath here, step back, and voila. It's pretty cool. So when the trunk is open, you don't have a ton of space right here, but if you want to, you can drop these back seats. You have tons of extra room, and I'll demonstrate. I'm 5'7", and I can sit back here pretty easily. And before I move on from the back, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys that you can tow with this vehicle. Now I'm going to show you guys the back seats, the very back seats, which is not that spacious, but it works when you need it. So right now, the second row, this chair is folded all the way back, and it is all the way back as it can be. And so there's a little lever right in here. You pull forward, and it shoots the seat up like completely. And then there's a lever up here that you pull, and it allows for a passenger just to simply get into the vehicle. And then once you're in, all you gotta do is pull back. So here I am all the way in the back. Hey guys. And as a 5'7" person, I have a lot of headroom. Now, if you are taller than 5'7", you might have a little bit of struggle with shoulder width and height. But as for me, as a person that's not that tall, it works. Next, I'm going to move up to this level, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the features up here. Whoa! Teleportation. Okay, so I sat in the middle for a reason, because I want to show you guys how much room there actually is in this car. I'm not that big of a dude. I'm not that buff, obviously. Look at me. But if there was somebody sitting next to me, I would be comfortable for like 2-3 hours. After that, I might say, hey, can I get out and get a little stretch break? But I mean, you do have a lot of room. So when you order this car from VW, you can configure it to have captain's seats, but in this, it just has the bench seat, which I think works great because you can seat more people that way, and it's easier that way, I think. And one of my favorite aspects of this car is the shade right here that you can put up and down, and I think that is perfect because if you have children, you can put that shade up and not worry about them overheating. And what I like about these seats is that they are still comfortable. I mean, I've ridden on several road trips in this car, and it is smooth as butter. And the last thing about these seats is that they do have cup holders that shoot down if there are only 2 of you or 1 of you. And what I like about this is that on the sides, they are kind of plush. So they didn't cheap out and just make it hard plastic and you just rest your arm on hard plastic. It is plush, so you get a little bit of play and it's more comfortable. Next, I'm going to move on to the side of the doors, and I think they did a really good job on this because they have pockets everywhere. Here, I mean, you can fit a drink here and here. And also in the backs of the seats, there are spots that you can put magazines or booklets or whatever you want to put back there. Moving on to the center, as you can see now, it is lit up, and I love this because you can control your temperature up and down, and the fan up and down. You can turn it off as well if you want, and you can also stick it on auto. And you can also change the different modes if you want on your feet, or on your head, or both. And I think that's really cool because you don't have to have one temperature throughout the whole vehicle. And also, you have 2 USBs, and then over here you have 115 volt, which is just a standard plug, which is also really cool. Next, I'm gonna jump up in the driver's seat, and man, oh man, is that gonna be my favorite part of this video. So here I am in the front seat, and first things first, I just wanna say, wow, this thing is comfortable. And I will go on to the different features, and I'll make it as simple as I can. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the steering wheel. And I think, which is really cool, that they continued on from different models, is the flat bottom steering wheel, which it makes it feel more aggressive when you're steering. And it also has the notches at 10 and 2, which make it feel comfortable when you're driving. So more into the electronics of the car. This car does come with cruise control, and you can start the cruise control here. You set it, cancel, and reset. And you can also go up and down in speed. And this cool button right here, when you're on cruise control, you can set the distance between the car in front of you if you are on a long road trip or on the highway. And you can set the distance in front of you of how far you want the car to be. And I think that is revolutionary, and I think that is exactly what the future of driving is, and it's coming today, and it's already here. You can turn the volume up and down here. You can switch tracks here. You can answer call here, and you can switch through the menus, which I'll show you here in a minute. And this also helps with switching up and down the menus. Moving on to the gauge cluster, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this looks like when you turn the vehicle on. This gauge cluster just gets to me. I mean, I love the simple gauge clusters. I know that Volkswagen offers a tech package that you can get, and it's a virtual gauge cluster, but you know, you don't really need it, but it's also really cool to have. And moving over down here, you have different modes of driving. So right now, I'm in standard, and you can switch modes. And it says it's off-road mode now, and it shows you on the screen that you are in off-road with dirt, which I think is really cool by Volkswagen because they just add in those pictures. Now, it does have other modes, such as snow mode, and they go ahead and show you more snow, and it tells you up there. I missed a little bit, and you can configure these modes if you want to, and the custom, so you can adjust. And you can switch all of these different things. I'm not going to touch it right now because I don't want to mess up the car. But it's very cool. You can switch to different modes and customize them to your liking. Also down here you have your electric handbrake, which I think is really cool because you don't have to mess with a handbrake or kick down or anything like that. And you also have this cool little button right here, which parks parallel for you. So if you're downtown and you want to park parallel, but you don't want to mess around for too long, and you don't have that much time, you can press that button, and all you have to do is work the gas and the brake, and it steers automatically for you. Now, this car is an automatic, but it does come with Tiptronic, so when you put it down into drive, you can switch it over, and you are now in manual mode, which is very cool, but you don't really need it unless you're towing or you're going down a hill and it's icy. But I think it's a cool feature. Moving up here, you have all of your AC options. You can go up and down in temperature, and I think that's awesome. I mean, and you can have different fan modes, and you can have 2 different temperatures on either side, which is awesome because if your passenger is cold or hot, they can change it to their liking. Moving on to the screen, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on right now. It does come equipped with Apple CarPlay, so if your phone is hooked up, you can use Apple CarPlay. You can use Waze, you can use Apple Maps, you can use talk to text, and you can answer calls with it. And that is awesome. I think that's a really cool feature. And you can go to your phone, and it's obviously trying to connect right now to somebody's phone, but you can have different types of media. You have a USB and an aux cable, and you can also plug into a 12 volt, which I think is awesome. And in here you do have a little USB if you want to put your phone away or store it away while you are driving. And you can also look at your car and see if your tire pressure is where it's supposed to be at. So next I want to tell you about a cool feature that this car has, and it's called lane assist. So when you're driving and your car starts to drift off a little bit over the line, it'll sense that line and it'll put you back in the center of the road, which is brilliant by Volkswagen because that avoids accidents. And if you can avoid accidents in any way, do it. And next I want to tell you guys a little bit about the blind spot indicators. So when you turn the vehicle on, it does come up, as you can see right there. And that is on both sides, which I think is really cool. So finally on this interior, it does come with a panoramic sunroof, which is awesome in the summertime because you can just kick it back and you don't have to turn the AC on. So to wrap this video up, I'm just gonna take you guys on a little drive and I'll tell you about the drive quality and how I feel about it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like this segment. All right guys, I'm gonna start her up and let's go for a little bit of drive. So the power steering in this car is amazing. When my personal vehicle is a Volkswagen Jetta, a 2017 Volkswagen Jetta, and going from that to this car, I can't tell the difference in the steering. I mean, I would think that this car actually has better handling than my Volkswagen Jetta. And also, going along with handling, this car also has a very good turn radius, which is weird to think about because this car is a tank. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but the gas mileage in this car, you get 17 in the city and up to 24 on the highway if you have this car in eco mode, which is astounding for the size of this vehicle. And right now I'm just taking it around my neighborhood and it rides really smooth. Hey buddy. But yeah, I mean, if you are a family or you just don't want a truck and you haul a lot of stuff around, this car is really good and I highly recommend it. So here is a little tricky. We're gonna try this. All right, we will have to back up for this, but we almost made that turn. But I'm using the backup camera now, and I wish you guys could see it, but I am looking at the touch screen, and I could see exactly where I was going. And if you heard the beep in there, that was the sensor telling me that there was a basketball goal behind me. So here we are, making a left turn. She's got some get up and go. For a tank, this car does have some get up and go. So guys, that about wraps it up for this 2018 VW Atlas, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit that like button and hit your subscription. And if you really liked it, turn on post notifications so you know when I make another video.